Hello everybody, and welcome to your Indie Snapshot for today of Democracy 3. You might be thinking, Mathis, why are you covering Democracy 3? It's been out for a long time, and I have an answer for you. The reason I'm covering Democracy 3 is because very recently, the social engineering expansion pack hit, and I really wanted to take a look at it. Moreover, I really wanted to check out Democracy 3 in general, as I never really truly had gotten into the game, which is surprising seeing that a lot of my bread and butter and some of my favorite games are simulation games, whether they be stuff like Banished or things like Crusader Kings 2 or Europa Universalis 4. Some of my favorite type of game is this genre. And it's by Positech Games, which I have covered a few of their games in the past. Particularly a long time ago, I covered Gratuitous Space Battles, and more recently I covered Red Shirt. It's kind of a mixed bag there. I do really like the space battles, the gratuitous space battles games, as well as the gratuitous tank battles. All those simulation games are really cool, but I was not a huge fan of Red Shirt. Red Shirt was very much a kind of a letdown for me. It was kind of a weird game that never really hit home. But Democracy 3 is more or less Positech's kind of flagship title. This is the game that, in my opinion, makes them the most money, it gets the most recognition, and is really fun once you got into it. I tried to play a little bit on a stream about a week ago because I'd never played it before. Takes a little bit of learning, but once you get into it, it's really fun. So, instead of just covering just Democracy 3, or covering the expansion pack, I'm just going to kind of play a little bit and cover all of it and bring you my thoughts on the game in general. So, here we are, Democracy 3. It's a game that, luckily, has a lot of mods to it. If you really wanted to, you could get a bunch of mods. You can go, it has a Steam Workshop, it adds a bunch of countries. It's a very moddable, very easily moddable game if you're into that type of thing, which is cool. If we go into a new game, which we're going to start, this is kind of what you start with. This is your vanilla game, just your expansion packs, no mods or anything. And first and foremost, you're greeted with a country select screen. This is a political simulator. You are put in the shoes of a prime minister or a president or wherever you end up playing, and it is your job to do what you want with the country. For instance, if I wanted to take Canada and make it a completely religious, conservative, like very single-minded country and lead them in that direction, that is what it's about. You can do that. It's a simulation with sandbox features. You do what you want. There is no story. The only thing you really need to try and do is to try and get reelected next term. What I'm going to try and do in this particular game is I think I'm going to take America here, and I'm going to try to turn them into a totalitarianist police state. It sounds like a lot of fun, and I feel like it could be really difficult to do that with the United States, who loves their freedom. So you get some basic stats here, the population, the size, etc., etc., their GDP per capita, a lot of information. And this is a game that actually presents with you a lot of information. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the United States. And the next thing you do is you pick your party and your opponent party. Now, really, this doesn't fucking matter. It's just name only. What I'm going to do is change it to the Totalitarian Police State Party. Perfect. And we'll go against the Liberal Coalition. Sounds good. Or, you know what? We'll go against the I Hate Police State Party. That's going to be our opposition. Again, it doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. In fact, the opposition party doesn't fucking matter in general. Here's where we're going to take a look at normal things. So this is the default starting position of the United States. How long is my term? 4 years. Makes sense as president. What is my term limit? 2. U.S. does see hurricanes and earthquakes, so that makes sense. The United States does not have compulsory voting, which means they are not forced to vote, which can be kind of a problem. And we are not a monarchy. We're going to leave everything here. Difficulty is going to stay at middle. Innate socialism is going to stay at middle. Innate liberalism is going to stay middle. And political apathy is going to stay there. You can tweak everything to kind of customize the kind of game you want to play. I personally am just going to leave everything as it is. And then we're going to go ahead and click play. So, we are going to load up, and you're immediately greeted with this. Welcome to your new job as president. The lives of all 316,668,000 citizens are now in your hands. As you imagine, there are a number of situations and concerns that you will need to deal with as soon as possible, while keeping an eye on the long-term improvement of our citizens' quality of life. Plus, don't forget that you face re-election in 4 years, so you will need to monitor the opinion polls and our party membership. Good luck. And this is, first we're going to take a look. It kind of presents you with some major things that are going on. So our GDP is relatively low. It's not that great, which means our dollar is not worth all that much. We don't have that much money. Our unemployment is pretty high. Crime is fucking ridiculously high. Our health is bad, so that's a problem. But our education is pretty good. We're a pretty well-educated country, and we are kind of high in the poverty thing. So we have a lot of things we want to tackle. Now, the challenge here is going to be trying to turn our country into a police state while maintaining positive opinion of everybody so we can get reelected. If you change things too quickly and too rapidly, you're going to see a lot of knee-jerk reactions from the people. Your popularity is going to go down, people are going to hate you, and you're probably not going to get reelected in 4 years. And this is the gameplay. There is not a lot of graphics to speak of. You are presented with a whole lot of information, and to me, in particular, when I first started, and to you, I'm sure, this screen, this is your main gameplay screen. This is what we're going to be looking at a lot of the time. This can seem incredibly ridiculous. You can look at this and go, what the fuck am I looking at right now? But once you understand it, it's actually pretty genius, okay? So, this is a lot of the information that's presented to you. Everything in blue is typically good. Everything in white is like middle ground. Everything in red is bad. For instance, right over here we have what is called antisocial behavior. So in the United States, a big problem is antisocial behavior, which is getting drunk in public, puking, spray painting, all that good stuff is considered antisocial behavior. And it's red because it's a relatively large problem in the United States. It's going to be one of the things we need to tackle to improve so people can like us, to kind of steer our country in a better place. And if you hover over something like that, it very ingeniously lets you know what's causing what. So, green and red don't mean good and bad. Green means things are going up, red things are going down. So, what is causing antisocial behavior? Well, alcohol consumption seems to be the biggest problem. It's going green. There's a green line coming from alcohol consumption to antisocial behavior, telling us that alcohol consumption is increasing the amount of antisocial behavior in our country, which in turn is increasing crime and is decreasing tourism and our conservative popularity with our conservatives. Which, in my opinion, as we go towards this totalitarian police state, conservatives might be one of the people we want to focus on making happy. Our police force, on the other hand, is bringing our antisocial behavior down. If we go over to something like this over here, pollution. So the environment is increasing the pollution. Our environment is increasing the pollution, so there's problems with our environment, and which is bringing our health and environmentalists down. So you can understand, it's pretty simple, right? This thing in the middle is basically our voters. It's all the different types of parties we have. So we have socialists, commuters, etc., etc. And the bar, the colored bar, basically describes how likely they are to vote for you for the next term. So right now, our biggest supporters are state employees, patriots, and the retired, while everybody else seems pretty middle ground, which is fine. And right behind that, you might see a little gray bar right behind the names. That indicates how many people belong to that party. So, for instance, the retired party, though they're very likely to vote for us next term, are a minority. So maybe somebody we don't really want to focus on when we're making decisions as far as the state is concerned. While on the other hand, conservatives are middle ground, a little bit lower than middle ground, likely to vote for us, but they make up a good chunk. So do socialists and liberals, kind of hate us right now, commuters, etc. So this is something you want to kind of consider when you're making these decisions. So my idea going into this is going to be focus on conservatives, focus on maybe even the patriots and the capitalists, for a little while. They basically are our middling party, but generally speaking, all I care about is taking complete control over this country with police forces and making sure everybody is well behaved and better off with me in control. But it's going to take steps. We got to do this slowly. Up at the top, we'll take a look at a couple things. So this is a turn-based game, so you can only do a certain number of things per turn. And depending on what you do, will take away from your political capital. So if I want to implement a new idea, or if I want to change a policy, depending on the policy and depending on what it does, it will cost a certain amount of my political capital. Once I don't really have any more, I can hit next in my next turn. We have our income, which is a lot, but right now we are spending more than we're making. So we are losing. We have almost like $1 trillion in expenditure, essentially. Our deficit is $130 billion, and our debt is ridiculous. So that's another thing we're going to look into taking into control as we turn the United States into this totalitarian police state. This is how much time until our next election. We have ourselves the security briefing in case we have people or groups that are trying to assassinate us. We have our general opinion polls. We can take a look at how people think of us, which is pretty easy to understand. Like I said, retired patriots are pretty much the highest, while the lower you go, the lower people are willing to vote for you. We have focus groups, which is crazy. Policies, we could take a look at what the popularity of the policies, our compass, where we kind of sit, changes that we've made. Again, one of the things this game does is throws a ton of fucking information at you. And that could easily be this game's downfall, throwing too much information at you too quickly. But it's so genius in the way it does it, and it does it in such a simple manner, in such an easy to understand, easy to digest manner, that it's okay that it's throwing a lot of information for us. Because it's a political simulator, it has to throw a lot of information at us. And I think the way this man does it, the way this company does it, is effing great. So, let's start playing now that I've talked a little bit about it. So, let's take a look at our cabinet. So, we have a cabinet of people. It looks like we have ourselves people with no pictures for some reason or another. We have all these people. So, the higher their number, it means the more loyal they are. The more political capital they're going to be giving to you every turn. So, the loyalty of our cabinet is pretty high. Their experience is not that high. And they're pretty effective. This is important because if you're doing things that these people are going to like, for instance, if I do something that Donna Gray is going to like, she is going to, the people that belong to her sympathies, like patriots and capitalists, are going to like me as well. She's kind of a nice connection to those people. But if I start doing things that she doesn't like, it's also going to hurt my standing with patriots and capitalists. But I'm just taking a look here. It looks like everybody's pretty loyal except for maybe the foreign policy and transport people, but not going to worry about that too much. So our biggest concern is starting to rein in the antisocial behavior, the crime and all that good stuff. We want to make sure crime and all that is low. Right now, crime is pretty fucking high. It's kind of getting there. We want to make sure it doesn't get too high. But let's take a look at antisocial behavior. What is causing our antisocial behavior? Well, we can take a look here. Our police force is bringing it down, but it looks like mainly our religious memberships and our alcohol consumption is... Mainly alcohol consumption is causing our antisocial behavior. Now, if it's red, like I said, it's a big problem in the country. It's a problem we need to take care of. We need to make it not a problem in the country anymore. We need to bring it below the green line. So we need to bring this down below the green line. In order to do that, we're going to have to mess with some things. So, let's see. Alcohol consumption. What is causing alcohol consumption? Our GDP is causing high alcohol, so people are stressed and they're drinking. Unemployment, poverty, and our alcohol laws are decreasing alcohol consumption. So we have a couple ways we could tackle this. Or we could take a look at our alcohol law, which is a minimum age 21. What we could do is we could slide this up to low strength, basically. So liberals will hate us. Alcohol consumption will go way down, though. Violent crime will go down a little bit, and our youth will stop drinking slightly. Or we could go up to strong restriction, which consumption will go way down. Our violent crimes will go down a little bit, but our liberals will despise us, and our youth will not like us all that much either. We can go ahead and revert changes. Or we could take a look at our poverty problem or unemployment problem, see what's causing unemployment. Alright, well, it looks like our GDP is causing unemployment. That GDP is going to be hugely problematic. So if we go to our GDP, what's hurting our GDP? Crime hurting our GDP. Immigration's hurting it just a little bit. Skills shortage is massively hurting it, and our traffic congestion as well. But our skills shortage, which is a problem with our education, immigration, and technology, mostly our education. So how are we going to fix that? Well, we need to start putting some more funding into school. Let's see. We have a lot of private schools, but we want to maybe make people more available to get taught. So maybe we'll go to our state school and hit it there. As you can see, it's a huge chain of events. Everything started with our antisocial behavior, and we're trying to get to the root of the problem, and part of it is state schools. So let's raise a little bit, just a little bit, our state school funding. Now, we'll go ahead and crank this up just a bit. We could do shared textbooks, modern textbooks, which is going to help with our... We could do modern textbooks or student laptops. I'm thinking we'll go up just up to modern textbooks slightly. Our education is going to go up. Poor, socialists. Poverty will go down, which is good. Unemployment will go down. State employees will go up. And people are just generally going to be happy. Private schools are going to go down a little bit, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and apply these changes. This is going to cost us a total of 18 of our power, political capital. Now, one of the biggest problems doing that, though, is it's going to cost us some money. So we're already in a massive debt, right? So we want to make sure, how the hell are we going to fix our problem? Whoop, I don't need that. How the hell are we going to fix our problem? Well, let's take a look at where a lot of our money's going. Military spending, state pensions are huge. So mainly our military and state pensions are our biggest situation here. So we might want to start taking out state pensions. Again, it's going to hurt our retired, but our retired already likes us a lot. And they're not a huge minority. And they're not a huge part. So we'll go ahead and start bringing this down. And you can see it's going to bring us a lot of power. It's going to bring us a lot more money in. Like $100 to $200 billion. We're going to save ourselves about $100 billion. Right now it's at $200 billion. If we want to save about $100 billion, we bring it down to about here. Now we can't do it right now because we don't have the political capital. But if we bring it down to about here, we take a look. Our retired will go up. Poor will go down. Private pensions will go down. Yeah, we're probably going to end up doing that. But we got to do it next turn. So let's go ahead and spend our turn. We did spend most of our political capital here. Next turn. Now, every turn, you're going to get an update as to what's going on with the country. And every turn is about 3 months, I believe. So let's take a look. Crime, everything, not really anything has changed. But every turn, you're going to be presented with a decision. So debt protection laws is something that's going to be presented to us. We have two choices here. Debt collection agencies have been in the news because of the aggressive methods they are using to extract payment from people who owe large sums of money. These debt collection agencies provide credit to people whom larger, more respectable companies will not lend money. A law is proposed to limit the ways in such agencies can operate. So we basically say, hey, look, we can either put down a law and say, hey, relax with like lending people money, or we can just let them operate. Now, because we're going to slowly integrate our police state situation, we need to start integrating control. So I'm going to go ahead and let this law pass. I'm going to make sure we have some sort of control over how they play things here. So we'll go ahead and limit it. We'll say, okay, we'll go ahead and limit it. So right now, if we take a look at our poll, we actually have improved our standings a little bit. That's good. We're already pretty low. We have 32 political capital here. All right, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and spend... Oops, that's not what I wanted. We're going to go ahead and go to our state pensions. We're going to lower our state pension by about $100 billion. We need to really balance our money here. So we'll go ahead and apply our changes. State pensions are going to go down, which is fine with me. We're already out of political capital, so we're going to have to say that for the next turn. So we made one sweeping change with education, and then ended up lowering something else to save money. So it's a GM food proposal. A number of large agricultural companies are interested in growing genetically modified GM food on our soil. Some food could be genetically manipulated to allow longer shelf life in both diseases and herbicide resistance. Opponents are concerned about the potential risks associated with altering the food chain. Farmers are divided. So, do we want to allow genetically modified things? Have huge potential benefits, not only increase shelf life and thus reduce costs for our sellers, they'd also reduce need for pesticides, thus meaning less harmful chemicals in their food. So, sure, let's do a genetically modified. Right now our poverty is going up, and the reason for that is our state pensions maybe a little bit. What's causing the poverty to go up here? Not much. I can't really tell right now. Poverty's going up, but that's fine. The loyalty of your ministers can best be described as loyal, so everybody's still loyal. I think we ended up going petered out here. All right, let's take a look. So if we go back to antisocial behavior, it's going down a little bit. We could put some more money into our police force, which is something we're going to need to slowly start doing. If we wanted to put it up high, conservatives are going to like us, state employees are going to have jobs, and state employee membership goes up, which is good. We'll take a look at them. We want to make sure the state is loyal to us. Could raise it nice and high. Could go to maximum police. It's only going to cost us $54 billion a quarter to do that. Kind of rough. We could just raise it to high for now. Only costs us 4 political power. Alcohol abuse is going to go down. Antisocial behavior goes way down. Vigilante mobs go way down. Drug addiction goes down. Like, this is just a good thing to do. Violent crime. Let's go ahead and put the money into our police state. Let's go ahead and do it. We might as well. slowly. Again, integration of our problems. Now, we did that. Let's see what else we can do. What else we got? We've got internet crime. That's a problem. Our GDP is a huge issue. We still need to kind of focus on our GDP. Now, here's the thing. Our GDP might be going up slightly because we did increase our police force, so crime is going to go minimalized. Skills shortage, again, should hopefully start not becoming a problem. Our education is going to slowly go up. Let's see. What else could we do here? Homelessness is a huge problem in our country as well. Private housing is lowering homelessness. Poverty is increasing homelessness. Unemployment is massively increasing it. We're trying to get more jobs out there for people. Military spending is decreasing unemployment, which is good. Alright, we'll see what happens. Not much we can really do. We could also... Let's take a look at some of our ideas. We can implement a new policy. So, these are our policies. So, a lot of what we're looking at is dealing with policies. We could also just go ahead and implement new policies. We have foreign policies, welfare policies, economy policies, which could be good. We might want to look at some of these. Tax policies, public services, law and order, which is we're going to be looking into this shortly, and transportation. Let's take a look at economy. So, what we're going to be looking at is something that's going to provide us with some potential income. We don't want to look at too much potential costs here. Consumer rights, maternity leave, not a huge deal. No maternity leave for now. Anything that's going to be potential income. Could produce a Labor Day holiday if we wanted to. Labor Day makes thus reminding citizens that life's not all about money. Got city farms, young entrepreneur. Let's go to taxes. Let's see what we can do for taxes. You know what would be good? I wonder. We're going to want to maybe put an alcohol tax in. Start taxing some alcohol stuff. School tax credits. Let's see. A system of tax reductions for health tax credits, so like tax reductions. We could do a junk food tax, but that's going to hurt our poor. We don't really want to affect our poor too much. Microgeneration taxes. Marriage tax allowance. Luxury good tax. We could slap on a luxury good tax. This could be popular with those people concerned with the gap between rich and poor. Can encourage high earners to live and work elsewhere. Let's see. Taxing specifically at the high spenders in our society. A surcharge is added to high-value luxuries such as sports cars, private yachts. Although it is never a vast source of income, we won't be making that much, essentially. A luxury goods tax can be popular with those people concerned with the gap. So, if there was a concern between the rich and the poor, this would be good. We might want to look at an alcohol tax eventually. Let's see. But this would hurt our poor as well. Maybe some public service stuff. University grants. This could probably help with our problematic stuff. Healthcare vouchers. Keep the Country Tidy campaign. Social Justice Foundation. Stamp out Racism Week. Compulsory food labeling. A lot of things we can do here. Free eye tests. We could do some wiretapping. That's always fun. Legalize prostitution. Then we could... I wonder if we could tax prostitution after that. Internet tax. That sounds awful. Though we might want to do it. We might want to do it. Alright, let's just go to the next turn. Wait for some of these things to kick in. We have a superhero. News stations are buzzing with reports of a caped man has been seen fighting a crime in our cities. So, crime and violent crime went down. Our credit rating is now B. That went down. That's not good. Our crime is going down significantly, though. Poverty really hasn't gone anywhere. I'd really like to see education start going up. Polls, we've gone up in the polls pretty significantly. That's good. So we've had a lot of good things. Our popularity is going up. Conservatives are starting to go up. Let's start looking at plopping down. Let's see. Antisocial behavior is starting to drop. That's good. Police force is not full effect yet. It takes time for these new policies to kick in. Alcohol consumption still gonna go down. Could crank this up a little bit. Youth. Yeah, let's go ahead and crank this up a little bit. We need to crack down on our alcohol. So let's go ahead and apply a new change to our alcohol law. Be a little bit stricter with alcohol. Narcotics is our huge problem as well. We could legalize narcotics, which would... Drug addiction would just still be there, though. Parents would hate us. Conservatives would hate us. Liberals would love us. Not really anything we want to bother with. Let's see. Liberals are kind of gaining traction here. As you can see, there's a lot more liberals. What is this? Still looking bad on our skill shortage system. Really looking to get this up. State schools are still going up. Technology, we might want to crank up technology. Could put more money into our space program. Would cost us a lot of money, though. A lot of things to consider. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Can make a little bit of money off this. How about public services, law and order? CCTV cameras. Maybe time to start throwing in some of those. People would be happy with them. Seems like most people would be okay with it. CCTV cameras can be a great help in catching criminals, and cameras also deter crime. So if we implement it, it's going to cost us a little bit of power here, but let's go ahead and do it. 28. Now, the question is, how widespread do we want it? We could do it as low as crime spots only, so it wouldn't piss off too many people. Town sensors, widespread, every street corner, or facial recognition. How much do we care? So right now, it would help with it would really help with our conservatives. Lower antisocial behavior. Liberals will hate us. Let's do every street corner. We'll bring it up there, or we can just actually leave it widespread for now. We'll just introduce it widespread. Let's do it. So we have CCTV cameras now involved, which is good. We are almost making more than we're spending, so that's a good sign. We only have 3 political capital. Let's take a look at our people. Do they hate us? They're slowly starting to hate us a little bit. Some of them anyway. We could take care of that later. Let's go to the next turn. Public smoking ban. Yes, please. Let's ban public smoking. Why not? It's good for our health. The Human Rights Society has actively encouraged its members to oppose the current government. That's a problem. Polls are still way up, though. Look at that. People are loving us right now. People are loving us. Slowly. Slow changes, baby. Slow changes. Still, antisocial behavior is dropping. That's good. That's going to take some time, though. We might want to wait a turn to see what happens. Vigilante mobs are going to be gone next turn. That's really good. That's really good. It dropped really far down. Cameras, police forces, all that's going to be dropping. Huge thumbs up. Our state pensions are pretty far down now. We could drop our military spending a little bit. Keep them highly trained. But what are we at? Drop it by like 100 billion? Could drop it by like 100 billion. Let's see if we can maybe not really focus on that. I just want to see what else we could do. Rail subsidies, debt interest. Let's see. How's our education system going? This welfare, economy, tax, public services, so our education. Education's on the rise, it's good. State schools still not fully kicked in. I really want to see that get up there. We could do food agencies as well. What else could we do? Technology. Could put some more money into technology. Science funding. We don't really have any science funding. Unemployment would go down if we crank this up a little bit, which would be good. Technology, energy efficiency. All this would go way up. We'd be spending more money, though. Again, difficult to really do. Adult education subsidies. Adult education subsidies are a way to encourage people to retrain and continue their education after they've joined the workforce. That's always good. It's not that much money, only like $7 billion. That's not bad. University grants. It's a little bit more expensive, but that could be really good. Again, trying to crank up our education, people be educated, would be nice. It'd help them with a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and give a little bit of money. Let's see, it's not that popular with the voters, but adult education subsidies. Oh wait, public school libraries. Why not that? That's a good idea. Let's do some public libraries. I'm surprised we don't have any. We'll go ahead and crank it up. Maximum. Completely get some public school libraries involved. Next turn. Vigilante mobs are gone! Yes! Crime is going down! Yes! Health is still bad. GDP is still bad. We're 54%, which is awesome. People like us. Fracking. Hydraulic fracturing, also known as fracking, is a new drilling technology that allows energy companies to exploit previously unreachable deposits of shale gas. The technique is relatively new and requires the government to give permission to use. On the one hand, it opens up potentially huge supplies of energies. On the other, there are serious environmental concerns. We could go ahead and do this. It would probably create jobs. Energy prices would go down. It would help with our situation, but we could ban it as well. But our environment's already poor as it is. Let's just go ahead and allow it. Not going to worry about it. How's our government? Alright, we need to replace some of these people. So our tax lady, we're going to go ahead and fire her. It takes 2 political capital to fire this person. We'll hire a new person for tax. So this is important because this is where you want to look. They want to be part of the tax, and they're pretty loyal. Same thing with this person. She's conservative and an environmentalist. That might be useful. She's youth and capitalist sympathist. Right now I'm thinking this person. Let's go ahead and hire her. Let's get her in there. And our foreign policies, we'll go ahead and fire her and get a new foreign policy person. Let's see what we've got. She wants to be part of it. She wants to be part of the foreign policies as well. Liberal parents. Farmers, religious. Let's go ahead and hire her. Economy's going down. We're going to fire her. Get a new... Oh, I just clicked oh, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. We gotta I just hit reshuffle entire cabinet. I wish there was like, are you sure that's what you want to do button, because I didn't mean to click that. Alright, we gotta hire new people. Hire. Foreign policy. Conservative, religious, they don't like us that much. Go ahead and hire her. Hire. This is for welfare. Go ahead and hire her. Just gonna have to hire a bunch of people for right now. Taxes. Not hugely loyal. Good, let's go ahead and take it higher. This is for public services. Sure. Loyal, law and order. Take it. And one more for transport. Done. So we have a whole new area. We have all new people here, which is great. Liberals hate us. Parents hate us. That's fine. Let's take a look at our policies already. Where can I look at? I'm curious. Where's law and order? Law and order. Take a look at our CCTV cameras somewhere. We could always increase that a little bit. Violent crime is going to be brought down by CCTV cameras. We could start cranking up the CCTV cameras a little bit on every street corner. That'll be good. Let's go ahead and apply that. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, let's go next turn. Antisocial behavior is at an end. Stress epidemic. People are stressed out. We could do something about that. Polls we went down a little bit on the polls. Let's go ahead and introduce for the wonderful working people a holiday. Where is it? It is compulsory school. That bank holiday situation. I can't remember where it was. Is it under economy? National Business Council, not particularly. Banned Sunday shopping. I don't think so. Luxury good married tax allowance. Mansion tax. That could cost us some money there. Did I already introduce the holiday? Maybe I already introduced the holiday. I don't remember doing it. Didn't think I did it, but looks like I may have. Could do a needle exchange program. Let's see if we can get some people like less stressed here. People are stressed out. I don't know much. I don't know what I can do about that. Free parenting classes. That could be good. Social Justice Foundation. Organ donation. Not really anything I'm worrying about right now. How are we looking on our money? Slowly spending a lot. Let's go ahead and crank down military spending to highly trained for now. Let's see if we can make some money off that. Actually, that's going to hurt our jobs. Never mind. Debt interest. Oh, we need to make more money. Could do some alcohol abuse. Is still a problem. So we could start slapping down an alcohol tax. Let's go ahead and implement an alcohol tax. They won't be too happy about it. Poor will go down. Poverty will go up. We don't want an alcohol tax. Maybe did I already implement it? I might have already implemented an alcohol tax. Oh well. Next turn. Health is on the rise. Crime is down, which is awesome. Approval rating has kind of steadied off. Unemployment's on the down. Poverty's on the rise, which is not a good thing. Whaling. A resolution is before the government proposing the reintroduction of small-scale commercial whaling in Japanese waters. Whale meat is prized local delicacy. Commercial whaling would create many jobs. Welcoming boost to our economy. Not every species of whale is endangered in commercial whaling. Well, we could go ahead and do that. That'll hopefully provide some jobs. That'll piss off a few people, but hey, so be it. Conservatives love us right now. Now, let's take a look at maybe we need to start thinking about people starting to vote for us. Why do capitalists hate us? That's why. A lot of reasons, actually. Sales tax. Middle income people, why do you hate us? Inheritance tax. The inheritance tax is a problem because people will hate us for that. What else we got? Property tax, income tax, and homelessness. We really need to tackle this homelessness issue. If we can get rid of it. Poverty is a huge problem. Alcohol tax is creating some poverty. Sales tax is creating poverty. I mean, like, what is causing poverty? Poverty and unemployment. The GDP is just the biggest problem. We need to really bring our GDP up. Skills shortage. I'm trying desperately to bring our skills shortage down. Technology, we need to crank up, I think. Maybe science funding. Start funding some science. Let's go ahead and crank up our science funding. We maybe should not worry about our money so much right now. We should just start worrying about getting a lot of these issues taken care of. Police force, they're at max already. Trying to see if I can take care of narcotics. Would needle exchange do much? Let's see. We don't really want to do that because it could be considered enabling by the conservatives. Community policing could be good. Critics see it as an expensive waste of money, which could spend on more direct methods to cut crime. I mean, that's true. Do a little wiretapping. We can introduce some wiretapping. People will hate it, though. Race Discrimination Act. Tasers, a non-lethal but highly effective and possible dangerous weapon. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Opponents claim that such use weapon lowers the barrier to use for police and will encourage more casual use of force. Could introduce tasers, police drones. National Armed Forces Week. Could do that. National Armed Forces Week. This could be done by celebrating their service in the country, make them feel appreciated. That would make some people happy, I'm sure. Let's go ahead. National Armed Forces Week. Let's have a week of National Armed Forces. Patriot membership. Oh, this would make Patriots really happy. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's take a look at our Patriots. Yeah, we want Patriots to love us. Patriot membership, too, would go up, I think. Still working, though. Still working on taking this down. Again, unemployment, huge problem. Technology. It's kind of, we're trying to fund some stuff here. I already did that, right? Yeah, I already applied that change. So let's go ahead next turn. Save our political capital. Alright, let's see. We're at 47%, so we went back up. Education's on the rise. Crime is pretty much non-existent. Fucking excellent. Everything else is stabilized. Freedom of information. There have been calls for a law to increase the availability of information held on databases about citizens without their knowledge. These include the records held by private medical companies, blah, blah, blah. So we could reject the proposal. Nobody likes the idea of the government holding information about them, but in some circumstances needs to be done. The government isn't out to spy on everyone, but passing this law would just make it harder for our intelligence services to keep an eye on serious criminal terrorists. We're going to reject this proposal. Don't worry about it, guys. It's in your best interests for us to watch you. I promise. Promise. Alright. Government in the current size, totalitarian police state party. Slowly but surely turning us into a police state. Alright, let's start looking into slapping down a little bit more serious stuff. I think it's time for some police drones. People are not going to like it. It's going to cost some money. But liberals, crimes, and violent crime are going to go down. We'll have maximum police drones. Let's do it. People are going to hate it, but it's going to happen. We're also going to bring down, I think, a little bit of the creationists. This is something we can work on for education. If we bring it down to creationism only, if we did that, religious membership would go way high. But if we go up higher, liberals or whatever, they would like us. Technology advantage would go up, which is good. Now, you have to keep in mind, when you say conservatives, the game actually uses conservatives in the correct term. You can completely be a conservative socialist in this game, as opposed to, religion and conservatism isn't one and the same in this game. So if that's what you're thinking, it's not. So we're going to go evolution only. We're going to go ahead and that'll up our technology boost, which hopefully will help in time. Next term. Crime-free utopia. Like nowhere else, the citizens of this country can now walk the streets safely and sleep sound in their beds, knowing that crime is practically consigned to the history books. Excellent. We are now we have a plot against us. This is the first. Our latest security reports indicate a growing threat, an extremist organization known as the Black Power Group. It looks like a number of people are angry about the way government policy is affecting ethnic minorities and see eliminating the current government by forcing a way to change things. You might want to be careful about further angering ethnic minorities. Well, thank you for the advice. We'll take a look at that. Sweatshop scandal. We might have thought that sweatshops were found in other less whatever, so we have sweatshops in our country, apparently. Well, that's a problem. Crime is gone. Health is going up slowly. Polls, 41%. It's definitely taken a downturn. We're getting there. We're kind of bordering it all. But we have no crime, so whatever. See? You guys love me, I promise. Let's see. We want to start looking at getting some more conservatives I'm not conservatives, I apologize. We want to get conservatives joining. Conservative membership, we want. Membership. That's a problem. It looks like creation of violent crimes. Still a problem. Still working on it. How's our cabinet? Pretty loyal, actually. I'm glad to see that. Okay. Let's see. A drug addiction is going down, which is awesome. Police force is basically as high as I can get it. Unemployment is dipping. That's good. Crime is still kind of causing it, but not a big deal. We don't have any antisocial behavior anymore, which is really good. Particle accelerators, slowly. It's actually going to take time to fill it out, which is fine. Public services. We could do a little bit of public services. Let's do, you know what? Let's go back to taxing. We need to make a little bit more money. Let's do some health food subsidies. This is going to cost us a little bit of money, but it's going to make people healthier. We need to get people healthy in our country because that's another epidemic. So let's go ahead and implement that. Let's go ahead and do max. We are a very unhealthy country, and that's something we will need to tackle. We still have a problem with alcohol abuse. Jesus Christ. Our alcohol consumption is ridiculous. We might want to slowly crank up that law. We're going to go ahead and crank up that law massively. We're also going to go ahead and maybe tax you guys a little bit more. A nice 50% tax. Let's go ahead and apply it. Give us a little bit of money. Let's do it. Alright, we still have the ethnic plot. I think I have an idea. Corporate manslaughter bill. A new bill is proposed that will allow a corporate entity to be prosecuted for manslaughter when they have been found guilty of negligence resulting in loss of life. I think we could pass that. You know, we are a police state, so I absolutely think that that should be taking place. Corporate entity to be prosecuted for manslaughter when they have been found guilty of negligence. Absolutely, let's pass it. 41%, we're still dipping. That's a problem. So, we have a plot problem. We have those people that are really upset about the way things are happening, about minorities. We can take care of the Race Discrimination Act. Let's go ahead and throw that in. Race discrimination should hopefully help out with the plot. We also have internet crime. We're going to go ahead and crank up the spy satellites. Liberals are going to hate it, but we're slowly implementing these changes that are hopefully going to help with the crime situation. Credit rating has been downgraded. Failed assassination attempt. People tried to kill me. But our approval rating went up. That's what I'm saying. Slowly but surely they realize that a police state is the way to go. Alright. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So, As soon as this term is over, we're going to wrap this up. This is going to be a really long indie snapshot, obviously, but hey, this is going to be fun for people to watch, I think. How's our alcohol consumption? Is going to take time. It's below the red line, which is good. Law and order. Speed cameras. Could get some speed cameras. Racial profiling. Racial and ethnic profiling is a practice for using race as a factor. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We already have a problem of people trying to assassinate us, which is a huge issue. Community policing. We'll take care of the policing. Tasers. Gambling. Internet censorship. Maybe we should start implementing internet censorship. Let's go ahead and implement some censorship. Some sites are blocked. Conservatives will love us. Technology goes way down. We'll do it in extreme cases. Internet crime will go down. I just don't want our technology to get hurt, so we're just going to do some very minimal, very minor internet censorship. Don't worry about it. It's minor. It's not a big deal. It's not like we're watching a FAP. Not yet, anyway. Unemployment's on the rise. Terrorists have been captured. Awesome. Patriots are going up. Our approval rating is going through the roof. Excellent. Credit rating, our government is a bad sign. We need to start working on our GDP shortly. For now, everything's good. Look at this. Look at this. This is great. This is great. People love us. People are loving us. All right. We want to start getting, let's see. State employees love us. Let's start working on some middle income people. So let's start dropping income tax a little bit. If we drop the income tax, people will start liking us a little bit more. Equality will go down a little bit. Socialism will go down a little bit, but it's already at what? We're gonna lose some income tax. Let's go ahead and we want to get the voters involved. What else could we do to make these guys love us? Inheritance tax? Sure. We'll bring down the inheritance tax. No inheritance tax. Wealthy will go down. Hopefully this will be good. Let's go ahead and apply the changes here. We'll have like a token inheritance tax. It's like 1%. It's minor. It's completely minor. Tobacco tax. We could probably crank up the tobacco tax. Poverty would go up, but tobacco usage would go down. Let's go ahead and bring it up to about a 20% tax. Oh, we have no political capital. I lied. We have very little political capital. We could do some, if we want to start working on health, we could do some bus subsidies. We could put some subsidies. Bus lanes. Free bus passes for people. That could be really good. That would help with motorists, maybe. A national monorail system. Fuel efficiency standards. How about a bicycle subsidies? Let's go ahead and do a bicycle subsidies for people to ride bikes. Let's go ahead and crank that in. And if we have enough, we can go ahead and do a cycling campaign as well. Let's go ahead and do a cycling campaign. Get people involved in the biking. Credit rating, once again, downgraded. Our GDP is a disaster. People love us still, though. We really need to start working on our GDP. Our GDP is awful. Our credit rating is just going down, down, down. Our skills shortage, still is a huge problem. Why? Public libraries is at max. We really need to fix our fucking education. Let's start working on it. Technology grants is at high. Skills a problem. Education is what's bringing us down, man. Education, technology is fucking... Technology colleges. Let's go ahead and maximize it. Immigration is causing a problem, apparently. Do some border control. Let's go ahead and do some border control. Yeah, let's go ahead and do border control. Armed guards or retina scans. You know, just retina scans. Whatever. No big deal. High productivity. A new situation has developed. Our workforce are extremely productive, producing a higher amount of practically everything in comparison to our competitors. This is great news for the future of our economy. That's awesome. People smuggling. A large number. No, deport them. No smuggling people. None of that craziness. So we have really good. This is awesome. Our productivity has gone through the roof. Hopefully that'll help with this shit. I just need to fix it. State schools. Let's go ahead to student laptops. Poverty will go down. Unemployment will go down. Let's just friggin' do it. Let's just crank it way the fuck up. State health services. Let's go up with a little bit higher state health services, too. This will bring down unemployment, bring down capitalists, but bring up the poor. Do we really want that? Alright. All major operations will be covered by the state. I think it's a good idea. We have a socialist plot. That's not a problem. That's not a good thing, rather. One of our ministers needs to talk because he's pissing me off. Internet economy takes off. Business leaders have declared that our country is one of the most internet and technologically centered economies in the world. A record number of internet citizens now shop and work over the internet. That's good. That's really good. 51%. It's gone down a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of wonderful Eugene over here. Fire him. So we need a new foreign policy guy. This guy right here. Sounds good. These guys are starting to hate us. We need a new welfare expert. Welfare. You're gonna work there. Good enough. We might want to let it tick. Why are the ethnic minorities really mad at me right now? What's this from? Retina scans. Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. I mean, they should be happy with this. Racial tension should go down. That's good. What's this? Citizenship tests? Maybe. Patriots go down. Racial tension goes in a negative direction. Oh boy, what do I want to do? I don't know if we're going to get re-elected anymore. We need to be very careful. The wealthy don't really care too much. The motorists we need to actually really like. So let's take a look. Traffic congestion. What's the problem here? Road building. We'll start doing some major expansion in road building. Let's go ahead and do that. I just want people to start liking us a little bit. It's going to take time. Oh, it's election time. I didn't even realize. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Start our count. Oh, we're losing. Oh, we're losing massively. Why? Because mostly non-voters. So this is a problem in the United States. We lost. We ended up not getting a lot. Non-voters, we had 31% people not show up. We can take a look at what the turnout was. It looks like, yeah, if we had most of our people turn up, we might have been okay. Oh well. Well, that's how Democracy 3 works, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of a long snapshot. It's fun. Trying to take a country in a completely opposite direction is a lot of fun. It's really challenging. Granted, there's not a lot to speak of as far as graphics, but the game isn't about that. It's just like, it's all about trying to turn the country in the direction you choose. So check it out, guys. It's on Steam right now. I'll have a link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Let me know your thoughts and hit a like. And if you have yet to do so, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this every day. And I'll see all of you guys next time. Bye-bye.